Okay, hi everybody. Thanks for joining me this evening. And if you're online and typing, just give me a okay for the sound here. I've got the mic just by myself here, so I'm hoping you can hear me okay. And as always, do as much or as little in each posture as you would like, and just join in, have some fun, get your body moving today in all different ways. We'll be lunging, back bending, forward bending, a little bit of everything, and it's going to be a great class. So the only things that you might need, if you want, is to have maybe a blanket by, so you could pop it underneath the knee at any time. Alternatively, that could be a blanket. So any of those things, right? We'll be starting today lying down on our front and building from that point. So it's called laying down prone. And to do this, you'll have your hands or forearms for support. So let's get started. So you're going to be lying on your front. To show you how. As you lie down on your stomach, just walk the feet back a little bit, lengthen the lower back, let the heels fall apart. You can stack up your hands if you'd like to set your head on top. You could set the head on the floor as well. Keep the shoulders relaxed, the elbows out to the side so that the shoulders are sinking into the ground. And with this position, you're just starting to breathe in and out through your nose. So take a deep breath in through your nose, expand your lower back, expand your chest, your rib cage, and breathing out gently and slowly. Do this a few times. We always start off with a gentle breathing practice. So you expand your stomach and breathe into your lungs. You'll feel your lower back and your mid and upper back start to move. Your eyes can be closed here. As you breathe in and out, it's just smooth, it's gentle. Just a couple more of those calming, easy breaths. Okay, so from here, bring your hands at the side of your chest. Okay, pull your elbows in towards your rib cage. Put the top of your feet on the floor. So from here, pull your shoulders together. Pull the elbows back into each other. Draw the shoulder blades down. We're going to do low and high cobra progressively. So start to breathe in, lift your chest. Pull those shoulder blades back. And then breathe out as you lower down. The arms are going to stay bent the whole time. As you breathe in, pull those shoulder blades back into each other. Pull them down away from your ears. Breathing out as you return downwards. You can do this a few more times. This low cobra, where the hands are passive. It's the shoulder blades pulling back and the back muscles starting to work. If you want to progress to higher cobra, as you lift here, you pull the hands back into the floor, lift your chest higher. Front of the pelvis is still on the floor, arms are still bent as you come back down. Take two more. You can stick on the low or the higher version of this posture. The higher it goes, the more you gotta retract your shoulder blades and depress them down. Take one more, deep breath in, lift up high. And breathe out, lowering down. Tuck your toes under, just push through your hands and your knees, come up. Anyway, what suits you. Open out your feet, bring your knees as wide as your mat. You're going to sit your hips back in towards this child's pose. Stack your hands top of each other, rest your head in your hands. The elbows fall out to the side. Just wiggle your hips right and left a few times. And then have everything settle in the middle and just hold this child's pose posture. Close your eyes and take a few more breaths. So you're lying prone again, but it's in this child's pose. You're breathing in and out slowly and gently. So you're in child's pose. It should feel easy enough. Hips can be as far back as you need, whether they can go further. It's just up to your body. A couple more relaxing breaths. And this is just the opposite of Cobra. You're rounding your back slightly, relaxing it instead of working it. So now you're going to come up on your hands and knees. So straighten the arms, have the knees underneath the hips, hands and wrists underneath the shoulders. Untuck the toes in this tabletop. Look between the hands, you breathe in. And as you breathe out, start to round the lower back, pull the hips under, round the upper back, push through the floor, and this flexing of your spine. And then the opposite. Tilt the tailbone towards the roof, let the stomach drop down, still pull the shoulders back into each other as you lift your chin in this cow pose. And again, a cat pose, breathing out as you round your spine, flexing it underneath here, chin to your chest. And breathing in the opposite way. Just a few more of these. Just looking to move your spine a bit, even if you've been out for a walk today. Probably find that your spine isn't moving in the sweat, therefore it can tighten up. So it's great to do it any time of the day. One more cat in your own time here. Breathing out, pulling the hips under, pushing through the floor with the hands, rounding your back. Breathe into tabletop here. Hold this tabletop. We're going to lift 1 point off the floor, which is going to be the right hands. So keep everything else the same. Brace the belly button in, and then extend the right arm forwards. Turn the thumb up to the roof. Lift the arm towards the ear and reach forwards. And then all the way back down with that right hand to the floor. Back to those 4 points. And then the other side, brace the belly button in. Extend the arm forwards. Turn the thumb up to the roof. Reach forwards. Lift the arm up towards the ear. And then all the way back down. One more time. This will get your shoulders nice and warm. Turn the thumb up on that right side. Reach forwards. Brace the belly button. And bring that all the way down. Good. Reach forwards. Turn the thumb up. Take a breath in. And breathe out. And pull it back to the floor. Great. Sit back towards your feet in this child's pose again. I'm going to do a very light sequence coming up. Rest the head on the hands. So stack the hands up. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Start off more relaxed. Kind of build up the standing postures as we go along. Should really feel a nice sense of warmth throughout your spine and your shoulders. So look forwards, your hands on the floor, tuck your toes underneath, and walk your hands back. Bring them onto your lower back and press your hands into the lower back at the sides. Lift your hips up, pull your shoulder blades back, pull them down, push the hips forward, squeeze the back of the hips, lift the chest up high while rolling the shoulders down. You can look forwards, or if it's comfortable for your neck, you can look up and open the chin. And from here, the chin tucked in now. Pull the hips behind the knees a little bit and crawl your hands forwards. You're going to reach as far forwards as you can. And then tuck your chin into your chest. Your hips are behind your knees a little bit, but not in child's pose. You're going to keep crawling with your fingertips. Pull them towards the top of your mat as far as they'll go with straight arms. Pull the chin into the chest. You're reaching forwards. And find a nice stretch around your shoulders or your upper back. A few breaths here. We're not dropping the chest to the floor. We're actually almost rounding the upper back a little bit as you reach forwards. And we're going to walk the hands back in. Just take small steps back. So it's nice and easy. Comes into this tabletop. Take a breath in. On your breath out, round your back. It's in that cat posture once again. As you breathe in, open up and extend your back. This includes your neck if possible. And then round, flexing the spine in this cat. Breathe in to tabletop. Bring the tiptoes on the floor. So keep the arms straight. We're going to move to downward dog. Lift your knees a few inches. Hold the knees with them bent and push the hips back high in the air. Push your shoulders away from your hands. Again, tilt the tailbone up to the roof. Then extend your right heel towards the floor. Maybe sway the hip over to that side. And then change to the other side. So you're gradually pushing one heel down, tilting one side and then the other. If this becomes too much at any stage, please come down. And always stay safe in your practice here. As you press side to side, right and left heel. Couple more in your own time here. Lift your heels, lower your knees to the floor. And tuck your toes, sit back in your child's pose. Cross the hands over, bend the elbows, rest the head, and relax. Take a few breaths. You should feel like you're gradually warming up. So lift your head, tuck your toes underneath. Walk your hands back. Hands on the lower back as we move through this camel. So pull the shoulder blades back, pull them down, open your chest to the roof. Squeeze the muscles at the back of your hips, which press forward. Pull your shoulders back, lift the center chest bone high. You can look forwards or upwards. It's up to you and how your neck is. Squeeze the shoulder blade muscles at the back into each other. Take a few more breaths. And pull the hips behind the knees. Reach the hands forward, start to crawl them out to the front. In this puppy pose, which is working the upper back and the arms. Straighten those arms, lock out the elbows, crawl the fingers forward. Hips are behind the knees. Draw the chin into the chest. It's like you're slightly rounding your upper back. Then hold whenever you feel a light to medium stretch. Any stretches tonight? Or any movements? The sensation should be mild to light. And if they're too heavy, too much, you back off because you'll never be able to breathe through. A few more breaths here. And lift your head, walk your hands back. Return to this tabletop. Breathe in. Cat on your out breath. Round your lower back, flexing your spine, chin to your chest. And the opposite way. It's cow posture. Tilt the tailbone back. Pull the shoulders back. Squeeze them in. Draw the chin up. One more cat position in your own time. Rounding your lower back, your mid back, upper back into the neck. Breathe into tabletop. Bring the toes lightly down on the floor. Lift the knees a few inches. Push the hips back first. Keep the knees heavily bent. Look between the feet or at the floor. And extend your right leg. Pedal that right heel towards the ground till you get a stretch. And then switch to the opposite side. Get a brief stretch. Feel where it is before switching again. Do this a few more times. Should feel a nice stretch towards your calves. Obvious pressure on the hands through downward dog. So look forwards at your hands. Crawl your feet in small steps up to the front. Come onto your fingertips, bend your knees. Walk all the way to the top. If your feet hip width apart, 2 fist distance in between, bend the knees heavily so that it's more relaxed in the legs and the back. Let your head relax, your fingers on the floor. Now keep the knees bent, slide the hands up. As they pass the knees, just open them out wide or forwards overhead. Reach up and breathe in. Pull the hands in front as you breathe out. Start from here and do your sun salutations with a bit of a lunge. So bend the knees, sweep up the arms and breathe in. As you breathe out, you forward fold. Bend the knees, which takes the pressure off the back and the hamstrings. Relax down. Lift your chest, breathe in. It's gazing pose where you extend your back and your hips. Step your right foot back. Lower the knee. Push your hips forwards. This is going to be very brief. Lift the chest off the thigh. Breathe in. Bring your fingertips down. Move back to downward facing dog. As you breathe out, so step that foot one or several steps back. Place the hands on the floor. Downward dog. From here, lean through a plank momentarily. Push the heels forwards. Bring the knees to the floor and start to press your chest between your hands. Your chin's in front of your hands. As you get to the floor, untuck your toes. Roll your shoulders back. Lower high cobra as you lift. And then downward dog. Toes come back underneath. Push through the arms and move back as you breathe out. As you get to downward dog again, just pedal from side to side. It's always the easier option. Just spread the fingers and press your knuckles strong into the floor. So look forwards at your hands. Lift your heels and then step forward. Either one large step or several smaller ones. Step to the front. Inhale to this gazing pose. Lift your chest. Keep your knees bent. Extend your spine. Exhale and forward fold. Come all the way up. Reach up above your head. Breathe in. And pull your hands down and in front as you breathe out. Begin again, reaching up on your in breath. Really lengthen and lift high. On your out breath, it's the opposite. You're folding into your legs. Bend your knees to take the pressure off that back. Relax your head. Inhale, lengthen your whole spine. And then step back with that left foot. Lower the knee. As you exhale and push the hip forward. Go on the fingertips and lift your chest briefly. Then we're downward dog briefly here. Exhaling, moving back. Again, it could be multiple steps. Lean through your plank. Momentarily, and then lower the knees. If you're quite used to plank, you could keep the knees off the floor. Good. Cobra, roll the shoulder blades back. Pull them down as you lift the chest high. And then exhale to downward facing dog. And take a few breaths and hold it this time. For most, you would need to bend your knees so you can tilt the tailbone towards the roof as you press through those knuckles hard. If you find this quite difficult to hold, just pedal. A few more breaths. Look forwards, lift your heels, step forwards, left foot, and then the right. Lift your chest, breathe in, lengthen into this gazing pose, exhale, and forward fold down. Come all the way up, rise overhead with your arms. Pull the hands down and in front, exhaling. And relax. Roll your wrists once or twice each direction, and then same with your ankles as well. Okay, so we're going to add in some twisting lunges coming up and some balances at the same time. Press your hands in, lift your shoulders, breathe in, roll them back and down as you breathe out. Sweep the arms up. You lift, squeeze the hips, reach up overhead with the hands as high as you can, and then fold into your legs. Bend the knees, take that pressure off. Lift and extend your spine, this gazing style posture. Then step the right foot back, lower the knee. Done this previously where you press the hip forwards as much as your body allows before you lift the chest. And then, excuse me, from here, move to downward dog. Again, we're going to move forwards from here through plank. Lower the knees, or you can keep the knees off the floor as you move forwards. Lower high cobra. Again, it's more the shoulder blades pulling back and down rather than the work through the hands. And then downward dog, you breathe out next. You can either pedal or hold your downward dog here. Good, so look forwards, lift your heels, step your right foot forward and then lower the back knee. Lower to the floor, push your hips forward a little bit, fingertips on the left side, palm or your fist. And then from here, sweep the right arm out to the side. You can either look at the floor or your top hand. And come all the way back down to the inside of the foot. Try it again, sweep the arm up, push the hips forwards a little bit, reach up high, and then back to the ground. We'll do this one more time. Reach up, open your chest, stand up high, all the way back to the floor. Then lift that back knee. Push the weight back so you can spring off the back left foot and step forwards. Take a breath in this gazing posture. And breathe out and forward fold. Come all the way up. As you come up to the top, lift the right knee in the air. So lock out the left knee. Lift the arms all the way up. The arms could be wide or together. Doesn't matter where you are here. Hold that balance. A few more breaths. This one, bring the left hand across the right outer thigh. Somewhere near here. Okay, bring the back of your hand on the right side in your lower back. Lift up tall and breathe in. You're trying to keep this balance and twist to the right side. So you're pulling the shoulder blade back towards your spine. You can either look forwards, it's going to be a bit easier, or you can turn the head to look behind. A couple more breaths. If you fall out, just go back in. And the last option, extending the right arm behind. That'll give you an indication if your arm's too far out diagonal. Bring the hand and the foot down into the center. Just roll your left ankle once or twice. Start again on the opposite side. Pull your hands in together. Lift your shoulders up. Breathe in. Roll them back and down as you breathe out. Sweep the arms up overhead. Reach high. Forward fold. All the way down. Inhale and lengthen. You open up your gazing posture. Then step that left foot back. Your knee. Push your hip forwards. Lift your chest. Just open it up briefly. Move to downward dog. Exhaling. Inhale forward through your plank. Again, your knees could be in the floor to do this. Lower high cobra. Don't worry if you're slightly in front or behind. We're all moving to downward dog. Next. Hold your downward dog. Again, you could pedal this as an alternative. It could be that stretching puppy pose for your shoulders. Take a few more breaths here before we move on. So look forward to your hands. Lift your heels. Step your left foot to the front. Lower your back knee. So push your hips a little bit forward first. Again, right hand on the floor, fingertips, fist or palm. And open up that left side. So push the hips forwards, lift the chest. Opening up to where you can. And then all the way back down. You want to feel like you're both twisting and using the back of your shoulder to really open up the chest and the upper back. All the way back to the floor. And just try this one more time. All the way back to the ground. And from here, you lift that back knee a little bit. Push the weight back to the back foot. Use it as a spring to step forwards. Once you get there, breathe in. Lengthen your back and inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees if you need to get the full palm on the ground. Inhale overhead. Lift up. Bring the left knee up along with that. So you're in the air. You're balancing on that right foot. You're locking out the right knee and the hip. Reaching up high, the arms can be wider. Shoulder width or together with your hands, lifting your shoulders upwards. So you're going to bring that right hand across to the outer thigh. Pull the back, the left hand in your lower back. Before you twist, breathe in, lift up tall. Power up your leg and twist to the left side so that your left shoulder pulls back towards your spine. Your right shoulder pulls to the front. You can start with your gaze forwards. You can turn your gaze towards the back of the wall, back of your mat. You can choose to have the arm open and extended, or else on your lower back. Take a few more breaths wherever you are. One more deep breath in. To the front. Relax. Roll your ankles once or twice on each side. Great. On this one, your feet are hip width apart. Step your left foot back about 3 feet distance here. Put your hands on your hips. Really turn that left hip towards right toe a little bit. So you're really turning the hips forward. Hands either on the side of your hips, or you can place the hands in your low back. Pull your shoulders back into each other, the elbows back, your shoulders down. This one's called pyramid pose. Start to hinge at the hip and push the hip back. Lean your chest forwards. You're going to look the front of your mat towards the floor. Squeeze your shoulders back and down. Keep leaning forwards. Squeeze the leg muscles, the thighs so the knees lift. And hold until you feel a stretch at the back of the thigh. Depends on your flexibility as to whether you're up higher with the back, or you might be able to get down lower towards your thigh. We're looking to push the hips towards the back wall. Hold wherever you are. Try and get a sensation of a stretch for 3 more breaths. Slow and controlled breaths. In and out of your nose, if possible. Push through the front foot, come all the way up. Release the hands, step forwards. Shake everything out a little bit. Okay, we're going to step that right foot back. And again, it's about 3 feet in between. So not too wide, because you'll be off balance. Not too close here. Got just a nice distance apart. Really turning the hips towards that front left toe. Hands lower back or side of your hips. But your shoulder blades want to work. Pull your shoulder blades back and down. Lean forwards until you feel a stretch. Doesn't matter if you feel like you're quite high up. As long as you can feel where the stretch is. This one's called pyramid pose because of the shape of the legs. Stretch at the back of the thigh, but also you might get it on the calf if you're quite tight there. Depending on how far you can get down, depends on how flexible you are. And this improves over time. Take another 3 deep breaths here. Deep breath in and out. Come up on your in-breath. Release and step forwards on your out-breath. Roll your shoulders up, back and down a few times. Do the same forwards a few times. And we're moving on to your next posture, which is called revolved triangle. So in this one, to revolve it, you're going to be twisting and doing the same stance as you've done previously, okay? So as you go into this one, your right foot stays forward, your left foot stays back. You're going to hinge at the hips still. Show you it from this angle. So if I have my hands on my hips, I would hinge a a very small part forward first. Extend your left arm out and your right hand on your lower back. So twist and turn your upper body in towards the right thigh. The right foot is in front. You're turning the chest towards the right side. Pull the shoulder back. Bring the hand the outside of the thigh. Push the hips back a little bit. That's going to get a stretch on the other side of the hamstring. Really pull that right shoulder towards the roof. If this feels enough, hold here. If it feels okay, you can start and move and push your hips back. As you do that, you're really going to twist the upper body. So you get into a revolve triangle. So you're turning into the front leg. Your chest towards the side. Doesn't matter how high you are. It's the upper body twist. Take 2 more breaths. Come up and breathe in, step forward. Breathe out, shake everything off a little bit again. We're going to go straight into the opposite side. Okay? So the right foot steps back this time. Gain about 3 feet distance in between. Left hand your low back, right arm forwards. Hinge a little bit first. Push your hips back, lean slightly forward with your spine. Now twist to your left. As much in your upper body as you can. Pull the left shoulder back into the spine towards the roof. And the right hand in the opposite part of your thigh, in the upper thigh, or towards your knee. You can look down, which is easier in your balance. And continue to twist deeply to your upper body. Push your hips back as you move down. You want that upper body twist, no matter if you're high or low. Just take a few more breaths. You're going to come up now as you breathe in. Step forward, relax as you breathe out. Roll the ankles once or twice. Shake the arms and the legs out. And go like jelly. Great. Feet hip width apart. This is a small space between the feet. You're standing upright. Put your hands in to the center. Lift your shoulders. Breathe in. Roll them back and down. Breathe out. So you're going to sit through a chair. Sit back. Lift your arms. So sit back with your hips. You lift your arms up. This could be higher up or lower down. And hold. Take a few more breaths. You can either look towards your floor or towards the index finger without lifting your chin too much, which is more about the neck. So look through, reach up and forwards. Take 3 more breaths. Straighten the arms. Reach, reach, reach. Lift the arms up by the ears. Sitting back to where you can. Lift the toes a little bit so that all the weight's in the center of the foot. Take a deep breath in. Forward fold lightly on your out breath. Your in breath. Lift to this gazing pose. Just crawl yourself back into a wide knees child's pose. Knees wide, toes together. Sit the hips all the way back. Stack the hands. Elbows out to the side. Rest the head comfortably. Close your eyes. And just breathe in and out a few times. Nice and easy. Just looking to relax after that last posture. Just take 2 more breaths in your own time. and crawl yourself up. And be seated next. With your feet towards the front of your mat, shuffle your hips right and left. Get in an upright position with your spine to really lift yourself up. Good, so you're going to bring the right foot in. And pull the right foot in, beside your thigh. Rock your hips right and left. Find where your sitting bones are. You're going to keep the right knee, and this is more of an open twist where the stomach is open to the side. So you can use that right arm, lock it in front of your thigh and wrap your arm around the knee. Lift your left arm up, circle it behind, set either the fingertips, the palm or the fist down by the hand or so distance away from the back of your spine. So really lift up tall. Make sure the weight's in your hip and not all the way back towards your hand. Lift up tall, straighten up the arm, that in, and start to open to that left side. So you're not turning into the leg, you're going to turn away from the leg. So you get this nice open twist. You're hooking that right arm in to lift your chest high as you twist to the left. You can look to the left behind, or you can look forward as you twist. Just take a few more deep breaths in and out. Nice, easy, open twist. One more breath. And bring it back into the center. Switch the legs around. The left knee in. You can be quite close into the thigh, wherever you can go. Lift your chest up tall so you're not around it because you're going to twist. Shuffle your hips right and left. Hook the arm in. Bring the right hand behind. Goes about a hand's distance behind yourself. Lift up tall. Lengthen. Be strong as you lift up. Then twist and turn to the right side. You can either look over the right shoulder to the front or the side. Just using that front arm to pull in the knee so you can lift up and have this open twist. The back hand should feel light. Should be able to wiggle the fingers at any time. And take one more breath in and out. Come back to the center. Extend the leg out. Shuffle the hips back, lean forward a little bit, and you're going to bend your knees. Have your feet hip width apart. Bend and hug your thigh in towards your stomach and the rib cage, but lift and lengthen your body forwards. Reach towards your ankles or your big toe. Wherever your hands are, pull your chest up taller. Pull your stomach and rib cage into your thigh, lift up tall. And as you exhale, bend the elbows out to the side. Fold your upper body down. This feels very light. Start to crawl your heels forwards. We're having this as a very light stretch. It doesn't matter where you are, whether your legs extended and straight or your knees are bent. You're just pulling in. Wherever you feel something, just hold for another 3 breaths. In and out of your nose. One more breath. And bring yourself back up. Extend the legs out. Good. You can lie back here. Once you lie back comfortably, walk your feet in. Pull your knees into your chest with both hands. Pull the knees into that chest. And start to make some circles around to the right. And do this several times. Circles can be small. Put some downward force through the front of the knees. You're pressing the small of your back into the ground. these little circles around to the right, massaging it gently. And then repeat the opposite direction to the left. These little circles, downward pressure, front of the knees. Now you're going to bring the feet to the floor, hip width apart. Pull the elbows out onto the ground. You can either extend the arms out or you can bend the elbows. Pull the shoulder blades down into the floor. Take a breath in. Brace the belly button in. Drawing it in. Breathe out and pull the knees over to the left side. Keep the right shoulder on the floor. Press the hips across. Take a breath in and out here and hold. Get a stretch at the front of your hip here as well as the lower back. And then come into the center and breathe in. Try and brace the belly button in. Press the lower back on the floor as you switch sides. Rotating in your hips. Start to come across. You're twisting across with the lower body a little. Those knees. Take a breath in and out here. And back to the center. Pull the right knee into yourself. Grab it in. Both hands wrapped around the front of the knee. Draw the knee up. Extend the left leg up towards the sky. Flex the toe back towards your knee. And then extend that left heel towards the front of your mat. Press it forwards towards the front. At the same time, pulling the right knee slightly to the outside of the chest and pulling up to the side. Take 2 more breaths and just hold. Might get a stretch at the back of your hip here or at the front of the opposite hip where the leg is extended. Your next breath in, come all the way up. Once it comes to the top, switch sides, extend the right leg up, pull the left knee into your chest. I breathe out and start to bring that right heel towards the front of your mat, towards the floor. You're pressing forward with the heel. Just take a couple of breaths in and out. It's a really lovely light stretch. The back of your left hip and the front of the right hip. It's like a big lunging action, but lying on your back. Bring the right foot all the way up. Pull both knees back in. Do a few small circles to the right and a few to the left. Set the feet onto the floor. Extend the legs out. Walk the hips right and left. If you've got a blanket, now is the time to use it over your legs. Tuck the sides of your shins and your hips in. Or if you need something under the head, you could use it there. Turn your palms up to the sky and then let the knuckles rest on the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades back into each other. Just one at a time. Crawl them in. Pull them down. Walk the heels right and left and pull the hips so that the lower back gets closer to the floor. And then let the legs relax. Let the arms relax. Tuck the chin in lightly towards your chest to lengthen the neck and close your eyes. Closing your mouth. And just take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold your breath for a second. Open your mouth and exhale. And another breath in through the nose. Pause. Open your mouth. Do this one more time. Pause. Let any stress or tension go in your out breath. And allow your mouth to close. Relax your whole body. And just let your breath ebb and flow any way it pleases, whether it's deep or shallow, doesn't matter now. Let go of the control of your breath and just let everything settle. Let your body be at rest for this small period of time today. Bring your awareness to your toes, the soles of the feet, of the ankles, the shin bones, the knees, thigh bones, and the hips. Notice the lower body and all those muscles in all of those areas become more relaxed. If you notice any tension, just allow your body to let go. Next, from your spine, your tailbone up to the sacrum, lower back, lumbar spine area, mid and upper back, shoulder blades, upper back, chest and rib cage, the shoulders and upper arms, elbows, forearms, the wrists, palm of the hand, fingertips, and the thumb. Notice the bone at the front of the chest, that sternum. Bringing your awareness to the throat. Allow the jaw to relax, the cheekbones, the space between the eyebrows, forehead, sides of the head. Notice the weight, the back of the head, finally the crown of your head. Allow your upper body to relax for these last few breaths. Notice any common areas that you hold tension in. This can often be holding on to something. Just start to breathe in a little bit stronger through to the stomach, the rib cage, let it flare and open up, pausing gently at the top of that in breath, and then exhaling slowly. And again, another deep in breath, exhaling smoothly and slowly on your out breath. Move your fingers and your toes and circle around your wrists and your ankles a few times right, and then just a few left. Walk your feet in, pull your knees to your chest, hug them in with your hands. Pull your nose up towards your knees, curl into a little ball, and then set your feet and your head on the floor. support your head on the right side with your hand, and then roll on to that right side. Just take a breath here. Open your eyes. Use your arm and your hand to come up. Just sit upright. Any position you would like. Pull your hands in front, sternum bone, lift the shoulders up, roll them back and down. Gaze forward and downwards towards the floor, and take a few breaths here. Namaste. Thanks for joining me this evening. For those who are new, we have a yoga studio, and if you would like to donate, please go onto our page. Helps us stay alive. This is currently my home that I'm doing it in, just at this day and time. Thanks for joining me tonight. Hopefully join me again during the week. We've got a few more classes set up. Have a look and suggest anything as well that you might like to see. I'll see you soon.